Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Myra, and this is going to be the first video of the College 101 series, which is going to be titled, What They Do Not Tell Incoming Freshmen. Now, I'm pretty much going to do 4 tips in this video, but you want to stay tuned by hitting the subscribe button because there are going to be many more in this series that pertains to mainly freshmen, but this can also be vital information for any college level student. So you want to just make sure that you hit that subscribe button and stay tuned. Most of these tips are things that I have went through and some of my friends in college have also went through, which could have been absolutely avoided and made their freshman year a lot easier. So I know it's getting around that time for you high school seniors to go ahead and graduate pretty soon. So these videos will be really vital to you. Just a little bit about me. I have been in college for 3 years. This will be the end of my junior year. So next year will be my last year in college. And I had so many experiences as a college student, which I feel like that needs to be addressed and just put out here on YouTube just to maybe help incoming high school seniors that are transitioning into the college lifestyle. I'm putting out my trials and tribulation basically, so you won't have to go through the same thing, or you will know what to expect in certain situations. So let's get into the 4 tips. All right. So number 1, the first thing that they do not tell incoming freshmen is don't buy your textbook off the campus bookstore. This has been like the number 1 thing that I've heard from many other college students, that their freshman year they had bought the textbooks off their college campus, spent a good $400 or $500 on textbooks alone, just to come and find out that they could have got their books offline or off of an off-campus bookstore for way cheaper than what they're paid. What you want to do as a incoming college freshman is check out websites online. Check out Amazon.com. Also check out Chegg, that's Chegg.com. Amazon, you can buy new and used textbooks for way cheaper than the bookstore, and you'll just pay for the shipping and they get shipped right to your doorstep. Chegg.com works as a rental website. So they have an option to where you can rent your textbooks for just that 1 semester or quarter if you run on quarters. I'm just going to say semester because that's what I run off of, and most people I know run off of semesters now. You can rent them for that 1 semester and then pay for the shipping to get the books. And what's cool about Chegg is that they go ahead and pay the shipping for you to send the books back to them. They usually already prepay for it, and it's a slip inside the box that you get when you first get your textbooks. But if you have lost that for some reason or can't find it, you can also get the package slip off of their website. So that's pretty cool. You don't have to worry about shipping. Just all you have to do is pack it back up in the box and send it back to them. It's way cheaper. If you really don't think you're going to revisit those books anyway, I mean, it's way cheaper for you to just rent them and give them back. If you want to keep the textbook, I would first look into going to use maybe off of Amazon or another bookstore that is off campus. And absolutely last, what you want to look at is buying new. If you absolutely have to buy new, that should be your very last option. Look through all the options that you could possibly have before buying new, unless you really want the book new. And the last thing that you want to do is buy your books from the bookstore. If you absolutely have to, that should be the very last resort, is to buy them from the bookstore, because they are expensive. We all need to save a little bit of money. I mean, it's college. So use the campus bookstore as your very last resort. Sometimes they have books that only the campus bookstore has available for you to buy, and that should be the only time that you should buy a book off the campus bookstore. Alright, so number 2 is going to be they do not let you know of the developmental courses that you may have to take. Developmental courses are basically courses that in a sense, are basically high school courses that you have to take in college, before you actually get into your college courses. For the most part, you may have to take these if you had an okay or maybe a little below average SAT or SAT scores. What they usually do, or what they did in my school, they will test you to see where you, like basically a placement test, to see what classes that you had to take. First off, what you want to do is make sure you get a high score on those ACTs or SATs. Study for those. Do not take those lightly. They mean a lot. As far as your college career goes, they mean a lot. So do not take those tests lightly. But if you already have taken them and you're like me and got an okay score, good enough to get into a decent college, but still may have to do the placement test, study for that placement test as if it was an ACT or SAT. I did not study for that test. I pretty much just blew that off. Just went and took it, woke up and took it when they scheduled me to take it, and that backfired on me. You don't want to do that. Study for those tests. They are really important. But if you try all those means and you still tested to take one of the developmental classes, make sure you know for a fact which classes you have to take and which you don't have to take. Write down what classes you have to take before you can get into your core classes. Developmental classes are usually for, I believe it's English, math, maybe reading. It may be another course out there that you may have to test for, but I'm not always sure about it. Make sure you just write down which ones you have to do. And when you go to register for your classes, make sure you talk to your advisor again. Just, hey, this is what classes I was told I have to take. Could you just make sure that that is right? They will know your test scores. They will know everything to get you on the right track. So make sure you just run that by them before you schedule for classes, and make sure they have you on the right track so you can know what you need to take. Alright, so number 3 is going to be the best way you can learn about your campus is getting to know students that were already on campus before you. That meaning you want to get to know the students that are year prior or maybe 2 years prior from your graduating class. The way that college advisors or administrators will advertise the summer orientation is that it will help you learn the campus, and you'll get to know the campus. They'll help you out. Yes, I mean, you do learn a great deal of stuff during that orientation, depending on how long you have to stay on campus for your school. However, you can only learn student information from fellow students. Administrators can't tell you a student perspective because they are not a student. So what you want to do when you get on campus, if you have a roommate that's been there the year prior, get to know your roommate, ask them what do they do on campus, learn about the buildings and maybe some organizations you can get into from your roommate, or if your roommate is a freshman, try talking with other people in your class. Sometimes you may have a couple sophomores or juniors in your classes, so you just want to just get to know the people around you so you can learn a little bit more about being a student on campus. It's fresh and new. Don't be afraid to ask. It's not at all like high school where the seniors are demeaning the freshmen because they're just simply freshmen. It's not like that at all. Most people on college campuses are really eager to help you and really nice and want to make new friends. So just get out there and try to mingle with people and learn different stuff from them so you can be the best student you can be at your new campus. Alright, so number 4 and the last one that I'm going to talk about on this video is going to be on day 1, college starts and does not stop until the very last day. So remember how in high school where the first few days or maybe even the first week or so you had a kind of relaxed vibe about classes, the teachers were more relaxed about work, and everybody was just getting into the groove of getting back into school. That does not happen in college at all. Day 1 is the start of everything. You get your syllabus. You want to make sure you are there for day one, first of all. I know in high school a lot of people did not even show up for the first day of classes because it was pretty much pointless, especially in my high school, to show up because we pretty much didn't do anything. It was pretty much relax and chill. And college is not that way. You want to make sure that you're there bright and early for your first classes. Make sure you're absolutely on time. I mean, this is the first time you're meeting college professors, and they will remember if you are late. And if you're constantly late, they will remember. And you don't want to get that reputation, especially if this class is in that's pertaining to your major. You might have to take another class with that teacher. So you don't want to get a reputation of being late and being basically a slacker. You'll get your syllabus on day one. You may even get a first assignment that will probably be due in the following weeks on day one. You just want to make sure that you're there and ready, prepared, have pen, paper to take notes on, your computer ready if you're tech savvy and you want to bring your computer. Make sure you have everything prepared for day one, on day one. And don't be surprised when you get towards the end and everything is kind of building up on you as far as schoolwork. In college, towards the end, is probably the worst time during that whole semester. It's not like high school where you kind of get a little bit of a breather before you go off into your break, like winter break or summer break. In college, it is really demanding. During those final periods, you may have 4 classes that you have a big final test that may mean your whole grade for that whole semester. So you want to just make sure that you're prepared for that. Don't expect leniency towards the end or even the beginning of the year. Alright, so again, that will be the 4 tips that I'm going to talk about in this video on what they do not tell incoming college freshmen. This is like the first video in the series, so you want to make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep in tune with the rest of the videos. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.